Hello and welcome to StudyIQ English. According to a latest research by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, which is IUCN, India holds only 2.4% of the global land area. But at the same time, India is also housing about 6.7% of entire animal species found globally. And today, Indian government once again has proven its commitment to protect these endangered, critically endangered, or close to extinction species of animals that India has. Now, Tamil Nadu government has achieved this extremely proud achievement. It has become the third state after Kerala and Karnataka to implement the HAWK system. The HAWK system stands for Hostile Activity Watch Kernel. Now, this is India's largest centralized wildlife crime management system, the very first of its own kind. And what is the purpose? The purpose is to track all the large, small, minor crimes done against wildlife, against wild animals in the protected reserve forest areas, and therefore to control crimes against our biodiversity. Now, this portal has been created by the Wildlife Trust of India. And just like the name suggests, HAWK, it means this artificial intelligence oriented tool will use specialized, sophisticated technologies to track any unknown, any unregistered, or any unapproved movement of people within the reserved areas. It will track, it will keep a record, and therefore it can also predict in future which forest areas are more prone to smuggling, poaching, and animal killing. Now, this has proven that Indian government is strongly abiding its international protocols to protect biodiversity and wildlife. So quickly, let's have a look at exactly what does HAWK do. So HAWK, as a one of its kind system, is a centralized digital crime tracking system. Under this, quite like the crime and criminal tracking network that's used by the police, any activity done by a poacher or a smuggler, any forced illegal entry in the reserved areas by those who are not the officials of the national park or the bird sanctuary or the reserved area itself, any forced entry shall be punished. It shall be monitored, captured online. And the objective, therefore, is to track all the crimes and the variety of crimes that take place against animals. It will capture data in real time extremely quickly. And this data then will also be shared across various police units that are implemented or that are posted in the nearby district where any such suspicious activity takes place. So, therefore, this entire database is an extremely computerized system. As I said, it is completely being driven by artificial intelligence models. It is using massive machine learning as a tool because it is also a predictive tool. Not only are we going to track down the crimes that are happening every day, but we will also use machine learning and then analyze the trend that which forests are more prone to crimes or which times of the day or which times of the month is more smuggling, more poaching being conducted. And accordingly, the police and the concerned authorities will take an action. They will also create special protection zones for those species of animals who are regularly hunted down or killed either by the local people or by the poaching rackets themselves. Now, this reminds me of a very interesting story. If you remember, just few years before, in the Kaziranga National Park, the government decided to remove the horns of the one-horned rhinoceros population. The purpose was not to deface them. The purpose was to protect them because ultimately they were being killed for getting the horn that they have. The very hard keratin material, which is sold for billions of dollars in the global market because many countries in South Asia, including China, Vietnam, Philippines, Cambodia, people believe that this horn of the rhinoceros has medicinal curative properties. It's anti cancerous, it can boost immunity. No wonder it's sold at a price that's much higher than even jewelry gold. But that endangers the animals themselves. And that's the reason government took that drastic step. And today, once again, the government has proven that if there is a will, a lot can be done to protect our wildlife species. What are the key features of this hawk system? The biggest thing is real time monitoring. When I say real time, it means immediate instant. Anytime a small crime or a suspicious activity takes place in the forest area, it shall be captured and the report will be directly sent to that staff which is posted on the field. Officials, police forces, and security guards will be notified immediately. The forest guards will be immediately sent the images. This will help in getting a very quick response and a mediation to the problem. Perhaps it will also be a preventive step from people from coming inside these areas, because once they know that the entire area is being observed, monitored, imaging is taking place, and the data is being shared with the police, perhaps it will act as a deterrent to those people, either the nearby local people or professional smugglers, from entering this region itself. So that's a wonderful thing. Second thing is that it will also create a crime database that will be online, and it is a centralized database which will register case by case, that in which date, in which year, which episode of hunting or poaching has taken place. We shall be able to track the pattern and identify which offenders are repeated offenders. If somebody is found guilty of committing a wildlife crime repeatedly, accordingly the punishment can be given. So that also helps the police in combating this racket. Now, last but not the least, it is absolutely data driven. As I said, there is a very high use of artificial intelligence, machine learning models here, which means the data that is capturing will not only identify the repeated offenders, it will stop them, but it will also alert the forest security in case there is an unknown sound or a suspicious noise that is made in the odd hours of the night. Similarly, criminal networks will be able to be detected much faster, because once arrested, police will have a better access to the poaching networks that operate at a global level. Last but not the least, it will also enable forest checkpoints to check vehicles of all the travelers, all the tourists. In case any vehicle owner has been associated with a past crime or a past wrongdoing against wildlife, then the police can also help track that. Hence, all in all, it is a highly digitized system. Now, it works on four basic components. These components are the peregrine, the other is the shikhr, next is the harrier, and last is the kestrel. Each of these has a different purpose. For example, when we talk about the peregrine, its purpose is to create an end-to-end wildlife tracking, right from lodging an FIR against an offender to finally the judgment being passed against him or her. That shall take care of the entire judicial management of the case. Then comes the shikhr. This is about reporting how many animals are actually dying. For example, recently the Namibia imported animals had been dying in the Kuno National Park in India. So the government actually took down on this and did a detailed investigation that what was the cause of these mortalities. Because if we are to protect endangered species, we have to be very thorough regarding the causes behind their death. So here, this portal under its Shikra component actually caters to that. For example, how many elephants died, or how many lions or cheetahs in a given sanctuary have experienced mortality. Could this be climate related? Could this be a case of food poisoning? Or could this be because of some poacher or a hunting activity? Was it because of a human animal conflict? So all these shall be taken care of. And then you have the harrier, which is catching repeated offenders through mobile applications. And last but not the least, we have the kestrel, which takes care of digitization of old records. We need to have the old records. Accordingly, we can predict the future nature of these crimes. Now, as I said, Hawk is based on AI, but exactly which technology under artificial intelligence? This is the NER technology. It is called named entity recognition. It will identify the exact names, fake names used by the offenders, location where the crime has happened, and exactly which police center was the case reported to. All that will also be taken care of. Then, apart from that, it will also map that how many offenders had a relationship among each other. Were they belonging to the same racket? Were they belonging to the same group of poaching networks? Did they have a global link? Or did they have an interstate link? Accordingly, state to state coordination can also be made easy, because today India has many wildlife corridors. Let's talk about, say, the Nilgiri Conservation Hotspot. It spans across many southern states. So, interstate coordination is an important issue here. And network analysis takes care of that. And last but not the least, again, the ultimate achievement is predictive modeling. Today, if on the basis of past records and present crime rate, present tracking, imagery, monitoring, we can predict the future of these crimes, then we can do a great leap in trying to stop these crimes, because prevention is better than cure. And on that note, let me quickly show you how India has therefore lived up to its global expectations too. For example, we have the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, which makes us accountable for mortality or danger experienced by species that are close to or on the brink of extinction in India. Secondly, we have the Indian Forest Act 1927. Then we have the Environmental Protection Act 1986. And at the end, we have the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. We have CITES. Under Sustainable Development Goal 15 also, we have to protect all life forms on land. So all in all, this is the global legal protocol that India is abiding by through this protocol called HAWK. So do remember this, because it's quite important for your GS paper 3, Wildlife Conservation Efforts of India, Wildlife Protection Act in India. Very often in prelims, you can get direct question about a particular species. For example, Asian elephants. Which category do they belong to? Are they endangered? Are they vulnerable species? Or are they critically endangered? So any animal can be asked. Any animal status can be asked under the IUCN. So all these are quite important given their value in the prelims exam and also for your mains exam. It's quite an important topic for GS paper 3. So let me show you a prelims question then from UPSC 2015. It's an easy question. The Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee is constituted under which of these following? Is it 1, the Food Safety and Standards Act 2006? Is it B, Geographical Index and Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999? Is it C, Environmental Protection Act 1986? Or is it D, Wildlife Protection Act 1972? So on that note, let's end the video. If you like the video, do like, share and subscribe StudyIQ English. See you soon with many such other initiatives. Thank you.